Alright, so today we're taking a look at The Devil in Me. Is anyone else a little worried, or is it just me that super massive games is kind of pushing these games out a little bit too quickly? I hope they don't go the same way as Telltale games and bring out too many games in a short period of time. Personally, I still think Until Dawn is their best game in terms of pacing, stories, and set of characters. They have yet to be able to meet or exceed Until Dawn. So, this one, you're starting to see a little bit of a crack in the engine in terms of the animation. At times, it looks really good, and at other times, the animation looks pretty bad as Mass Effect Andromeda, and that could just be a animator not having enough time or for whatever reason. It looks really good at one time, and then another time it looks really bad. All right, let's jump into the setting and let's see what we have here. For you ultra-wide user, unfortunately the game does not support ultra-wide at all. However, I have already created a separate video detailing how to get ultra-wide working, and I will go ahead and link it now. And first up in the control settings, if you play with a controller, you can change the icon to Xbox or PlayStation. And if you're on PC, you can keybind any keys you want, including the to the mouse button as well. However, these type of game, you're only going to be using about maybe half a dozen keys or so. Navigating the menu is a little bit of a chore sometimes. For some reason, sometimes it recognizes the key press, but sometimes it doesn't. For some reason, the mouse works fine, but the keyboard sometimes it doesn't register, so I have to use the mouse to get around the menu. Now, the game does support HDR, and it does give you an HDR settings, but you can only choose the max luminance for your monitor, and then you have your brightness as well. But overall, HDR looks really good in this game. All right, in the audio and language settings, you get to choose between four languages: English, uh, French, and Italian. And the last one, I'm not sure what that is. If anyone knows, please let me know. All right, so in the graphics setting, there's a couple annoyance here. You can change to full screen, window mode, or borderless. However, for whatever reason, none of it works, only full screen. Changing it to borderless just automatically reverts back to full screen. So the screen mode is definitely not working right now. Also, on my first boot up, I did notice that my ray tracing was kind of locked it or grayed out, even though I do have a GPU that handles ray tracing. The problem I found out was that if you launch it from your desktop, it will launch in DirectX 11, but if you launch it on Steam, it will be DirectX 12. Why they didn't just have a toggle between 11 and 12 when you launch it, I don't know. The same question I asked why there's no ultra wide, even though their previous game supports ultra wide. So if you're still insist on launching your games from the desktop, go ahead and just create a shortcut for it on the desktop, and then right click, go to properties, and in the target field at the very end, just add a space dash DX12, and that will launch in DirectX 12. And then you have your user settings here in the accessibility. Now, I'm a few hours into the game, and I would say it starts out really slow, probably the slowest in all their games so far. Other than that, there is a few kind of stutter or hitches here and there every once in a while when it loads in asset, when it changes scene. For me, it was kind of noticeable even on my system. So if you have kind of like a mid-range or so, it might be a bit more of a bigger hitch. So just something to keep in mind. Now the game have crashed on me a couple times in the few hours that I have played. In terms of the price point, I think it's a lot better than the Quarry. I didn't think the Quarry was worth 60, and so it's a good thing that they priced this at a much lower price point. Because I think this game is a lot more like just a one and done. At least it is for me. I rarely replay this type of game, even though I do enjoy these type of games. But for me, one-time experience is enough. So the price point, I think, is a lot better than the Core. All right, so that wraps up this PC port impression. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.